Hello, my name is Muhammad Zakidin Mano. My matric number 10 DKM 20F2008. I'm from DKM 1A.
Good morning, my name is Farhan Disa Ali Kimaran. I'm from DKM 1A. My matric number is 10 DKM 20F 2046.
My topic today is natural disaster. What is the natural disaster? Natural disaster is major adverse event resulting from natural processes of the earth. Example like tornado, earthquake, hurricane, volcanic eruption, and other geology processes. The cause of natural disaster. The disaster are different according to their occurrence. For example, the cause of an earthquake cannot be the same as the forest fire. Natural disaster are caused due to different reasons like soil erosion, seismic activity, tectonic movement, air pressure, and ocean current. Natural activity taking place in the earth crust as well as surface are the main reason for this disaster. Flooding and eruption can also are really prone to the areas where many deforestation and manufacturing have taken place. Effect of natural disaster. The first is displaced population. Displaced population is the one of the most immediate effect of natural disaster is pollution displacement. When countries are devastated by earthquake or other powerful force of nature, many people have to abandon their home and seek shelter in other regions. The last influence of refugees can disrupt accessibility of health care and education, as well as food supply and clean water. The second effect is the health risk. Health risk is aside from the obvious immediate danger that natural disaster present. The secondary effect can be just a damage. Temporary camp establishment to shelter those displaced by this event can increase the spread of COVID-19. Several flooding can result in stagnant water that allow breathing of water, borne bacteria, and malaria-carrying mosquito. Without emergency relief from national and organization and other, death toll can reach even after the immediate danger has passed. The third is food scarcity. Food scarcity is after natural disaster. Food often becomes scarce. Thousands of people around the world go hungry as a result of destroyed crops and loss of century supply. Whether it happens suddenly in a storm or suddenly in drought. As a result, food prices rise, reducing family purchasing power and increase the risk of severe malnutrition or worse. The impact of hunger following in earthquake, typhoon or hurricane can be tremendous, causing lifelong damage to children's development. The fourth of the effect of natural disaster is emotional aftershock. Emotional aftershock is the natural disaster can be particularly traumatic for young children confronted with scene of destruction and the death of friends and loved ones. Many children develop post-traumatic stress disorder PTSD, a serious psychological condition resulting from extreme trauma. Left untreated children suffering from PTSD can be prone to lasting psychological damage and emotional distress. Type of natural disaster. The first is hurricane. Hurricane is also known as cyclone of typhoon depending on the area of the world. Second is the tornado. Tornado are also known as twister, whirlwind, or cyclone. The third is earthquake. Earthquake also are caused by sudden jolt in tectonic plate. The fourth is tsunami. Tsunami also can occur from earthquake, volcanic eruption, or explosion under the ocean. Five is avalanche. Avalanche is an avalanche occurs when a large amount of snow and ice rapidly slide down a slope. The sea is volcanoes. Most volcanoes only become dangerous during a volcanic eruption. Is heat wave. Heat wave is period of excessively high temperature, often with high humidity. The eighth is drought. Drought is characteristically when the rainfall in an area is less than average to the point where there is a negative effect on the water supply. The ninth is landslide. Landslide is also known as landslide, can be massively in their size and direction, but there are ways involve the movement of land. The tenth is wildfire. Wildfire or forest fire can be started by natural causes like lightning or by the human. Sometimes humans start them intentionally to clear brush, but wildfire also start accidentally. 11 is blizzard. Blizzard are a type of dangerous snowstorm where there are powerful wind with a minimum speed of 66 kph. The last of the type of natural disaster is the flood. Flood can occur for a number of different reasons at many times throughout the year.
I'm going to talk about the fact of natural disaster. Between 2000 and 2012, natural disaster caused 1.7 trillion in damage and affect 2.9 billion people. 2012 marked the third consecutive year of worldwide natural disaster. Damage exceeding 100 billion. 2011 reached a record high of 371 billion. Worldwide in 2011, there were 154 floods, 16 drought, and 15 cases of extreme temperature. Over 1/2 of the victims, both Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Sandy, were senior citizens over the age of 65. Work with senior to create an emergency plan in case of an disaster. Next, I will talk about prevention and control on natural disaster. The best that we can do is to stop the practice that are harmful to our environment and leading to environment degradation, and at the same time we should also be prepared for a disaster with our disaster management plan. It is also required to dispose of the dead animal as well human bodies properly before an epidemic outbreak. Our environment should be safe from pollution. Stop burning plastic and save Earth. Stop cutting trees. The risk factor increase infectious disease transmission and outbreak are mainly associated with the after effect of the disaster. Next, I will talk about the value of natural disaster that I have learned from the slide. The value is responsibility. We should have responsibility to reduce the pollution that can cause natural disaster. The second value that I have learned is motivation. Motivation can help me to never give up with the activities that can help me to reduce pollution on the earth, such as communal work. Third value that I have learned is love. I love earth and people around me, so I have to reduce pollution that can be harmful to earth and can cause natural disaster. The fourth value that I have learned is rational. We need to think carefully and we need to think wisely about the item we buy that can be harmful to the environment. We should not be selfish and throw rubbish everywhere and anywhere to make our world more easier. Fifth value that I have learned is environment cleanness. We need to take care of our environment surrounding us and we need to refuse using single-use items and don't be there to burn items that can cause hazard. We need to use the item that can be recycled so we can avoid from natural disaster happening. Sixth value that I have learned is caring. We need to be caring because if we saw anybody throw rubbish anywhere, we should have courage to advise them and tell them of harmful throwing rubbish anywhere as they like that can cause natural disaster. That's all from me. Thank you. In conclusion, natural disasters are generated by sudden liberation of energy created by natural force. Earthquake and volcanic eruption represent the continuous release of thermal energy from the interior of the planet. There is not a functional theory that allows flood and erosion may be exacerbated by alteration in weather and atmospheric composition due human impact. That's all from me. Thank you.